In 2008, Angelina Jolie did something Hollywood didn't expect. She walked away from action blockbusters and red carpet glamour to play a grieving mother in a period drama about corruption, abuse, and a mother's relentless fight for truth. The man who handed her that role, Clint Eastwood, kurang 78-year-old legend, who'd spent his life making films about justice, regret, and ordinary people facing impossible odds. Together, they made Changeling not just a film, but a resurrection of a forgotten scandal, and a quiet alliance between two of Hollywood's most misunderstood icons. This isn't a story of glamour, it's a story of grit, and it begins with a real woman named Christine Collins, and the son who vanished in 1928. In that year, Christine Collins reported her 9-year-old son, Walter, missing from their Los Angeles home. 5 months later, the LAPD proudly returned him, claiming he'd been found in Illinois. But Christine knew this wasn't her son. The boy was shorter, circumcised. He didn't recognize his toys. When she refused to accept him, the police had her committed to a psychiatric ward for being delusional. The real Walter, he was likely murdered by a serial killer. And the boy they forced on her, an orphan used by the LAPD to cover up their incompetence. The story was buried for decades until screenwriter J. Michael Straczynski uncovered it in the 1990s. He sent the script to Clint Eastwood in 2006. Eastwood read it in one sitting and said, "This needs to be told." But there was only one actress he wanted: Angelina Jolie. At the time, Jolie was known for Lara Croft, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and her tabloid-fueled personal life. Many saw her as a celebrity first, an actress second. But Eastwood saw something else: fearlessness. He'd watched her in A Mighty Heart, a raw, devastating performance as a woman searching for her kidnapped husband. He knew she could carry Christine's pain without glamorizing it. He later said, "She doesn't hide behind her beauty. She uses it as a shield and then lets it crack. That's rare." Jolie, for her part, was desperate to break free from typecasting. She'd just adopted her daughter Zahara from Ethiopia. She understood motherhood as a force of will, not just biology. When Eastwood called, she didn't hesitate. "If you're directing it," she told him, "I'll do it for scale." She took the role for a fraction of her usual fee. Filming began in late 2007. Eastwood, 78, worked his usual 12-hour days quiet. Efficient, never raising his voice. Jolie, 32, arrived early, stayed late, and immersed herself completely. There were no trailers, no entourages, just two artists focused on one mission: honor Christine Collins. Eastwood gave Jolie minimal direction. "Just be her," he'd say. "Don't act the pain. Live it." And she did. She lost weight. She studied 1920s speech patterns. She visited the actual psychiatric hospital where Christine was held. In one scene where Christine is forced to take the imposter boy home, Jolie broke down after the take. Eastwood didn't comfort her. He just nodded and said, "That's the one." Because he knew real emotion doesn't need applause. Changeling premiered at Cannes in 2008 to a 10-minute standing ovation. Jolie won the Best Actress award and earned a second Oscar nomination. And the real Christine Collins was finally remembered. But more than awards, the film sparked something deeper. It reminded Hollywood that women's stories, especially stories of maternal resistance, matter. And it proved that Eastwood, even in his 70s, was still making films that challenged power. They've never worked together again. They rarely speak in public about each other. But their bond is clear to outsiders who use their fame not for vanity, but for truth. In a town that loves spectacle, they chose substance. And in doing so, they gave Christine Collins back her name. If this story of courage and quiet justice moved you, please like, subscribe, and join us at Buzz of Legends, where we honor the stories that change us. Next time, we're exploring Clint Eastwood and the women who shaped his films. Until then, remember, the most powerful alliances are built in silence, for those who've been silenced.